Nice to meet you all in one more video with the textual comprehension, grammar and vocabulary for the Unit 1 of the 9th Standard English textbook, SSC Board, Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. On to the first lesson, Unit 1, Section A, The Snake and the Mirror. The author of this lesson is Vaikom Muhammad Bashir. On to the comprehension. Answer the following questions. The first question, the doctor heard a sound coming from above 3 times. What was it? It was a sound made by a snake. On to the second question. Why did the doctor sit like a stone? The doctor sat like a stone because he was afraid that the snake might bite him, or you can say the snake might strike him if he moved even a little bit. On to the third question. What made the doctor forget his fears and have a sense of relief? The snake started moving towards the mirror. This made the doctor forget his fear and have a sense of relief. On to the fourth question. Did the snake admire its beauty? Yes or no? Yes, the snake admired its beauty in the mirror. Pick the lines from the passage in support of your answer. The lines, the snake was looking into the mirror and from there it crept into the table and moved towards the mirror, support this. These lines give us the information that the snake was interested in looking at its reflection. On to the fifth question. Why did the doctor want to marry a doctor? What kind of woman doctor would he like to marry? As his earnings were meager, he felt that he could increase his income if he married a woman doctor with a good medical practice. So he wanted to marry a doctor. What kind of woman doctor would he like to marry? He would like to marry a fat woman doctor who had plenty of money and a good medical practice. On to the sixth question. In those days, I was a great admirer of beauty. Do you think looks are more important than skills and behavior? Why? No, I don't think looks are more important than skills and behavior because external beauty is just temporary. It fades away with age, whereas skills and behavior show our inner character and remain with us till our last breath. So beauty is also, external appearance is also important but not as important as skills and behavior. On to the seventh question. What did the doctor think about the snake when it looked into the mirror? The doctor thought that the snake was admiring its beauty. On to the eighth question. Why did the doctor run to his friend's house? Did the snake want to harm the doctor? Why or why not? The doctor ran to his friend's house to save his life from the snake. So this is the intention of the doctor while running to his friend's house. Did the snake want to harm the doctor? No, the snake did not want to harm the doctor. How can you say that it did not want to harm the doctor? Even though the snake was just 3 or 4 inches away from his arms, it did not harm him. Moreover, animals do not harm any human beings unless they are harmed by humans. On to the next bit. Here is a list of sentences from the story. Take the sentences that tell you that the doctor was afraid of the snake. I did not tremble. I did not cry out. Yes, he was afraid. I sat there holding my breath. Yes, he was afraid. I forgot my danger and smiled feebly at myself. Now he is not afraid. He is smiling at himself, his condition. He is pitying himself. Holding my breath, I got up from the chair. Yes, he was afraid. I leapt into the yard and ran for all I was worth. Yes, he was afraid. I don't claim that it was the first snake that had ever looked into a mirror. So he was not afraid, he's just giving a statement. On to the vocabulary. Take the correct meaning of the words underlined below. The house was not electrified. What does this mean? There was no electricity in the house. On to the second sentence. The earnings were meager. What does the word meager mean? Is it very high, very small, nil? Yes, very small, or you can say very less. Meager means very less. On to the third sentence. I also possessed one solitary black coat. What does the word solitary mean? Is it single, unique, or expensive? Solitary means single, solo, single. On to the fourth sentence. I made another earth-shaking decision. What does this word earth-shaking mean? Valuable, dangerous, important. Yes, the right answer is important. On to the fifth question. The room was surrounded by darkness. What is the right choice here? Is it full of, covered, encircled? Of course, encircled is a synonym of surrounded, but encircled is something which is something like a circle around. It may be a fencing, it may be a road, it may be something which comes round in the form of a circle. And you know, darkness doesn't come like a circle, or it cannot be separated from one place to the other. So here we make the choice as covered. The room was covered by darkness. That is how it is covered by snow. We say mountains are covered by snow. The same way here the room was covered by darkness. Though there was some light inside with the lamp, all the surrounding area was covered by darkness. On to the sixth sentence. Some thief had removed most of my things. What does this mean here? What did the thief do? Did he damage, destroy, or steal? Yes, stolen. Some thief had stolen most of my things. On to the next bit. Read the following sentence from the text and notice the underlined word. Suddenly there came a dull thud, as if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. Thud means a low, dull sound. Here is a list of words related to sounds. Say what these words mean. Refer to a dictionary. The word bang. What does the word bang mean? A sudden, loud, sharp noise. Clang. Loud, resonant, metallic sound or series of sounds. You can say clang of a spoon. Buzz. A low, continuous humming or murmuring sound. So, buzz of a bee, honey bee. Ring. A clear, resonant sound made by or resembling that made by vibrating a metal. So, ring of a bell you can say. Use the linkers given in the box to complete the story. A linker may be used more than once. So, here you are given some linkers and you can see the linkers in the box. That is as if, but, who, when, which, so, while. These words you need to use and you have to fill in the blanks appropriately. A young doctor lived in a village. The doctor told his friends an interesting story about himself and a cobra. It was a hot summer night. Dash he opened the door. He heard a sound. Dash was well known to him. So it is a time related. So when he opened the door, he heard a sound. Which sound? It is defining the sound which was well known to him. He and the rats shared the same room. There was no electricity in the house. Dash he took out a box of matches and lit a kerosene lamp. As there was no electricity, he took out. So here it is the reason. What is the reason for the taking of the matchbox? So it is so. He took off his clothes and lay down. Dash he could not sleep. Here we see the contrast. Could not. So we use the word but. He took off his clothes and lay down, but he could not sleep. He got up from the bed and started reading a storybook. Near the table there was a mirror. Dash tempted him to look into at himself. So what is it? It is defining the mirror. So mirror is a thing. So we use the linker which. He was unmarried. Dash he was particular about his handsomeness. Again this is the reason. He was unmarried. So he wanted to marry a woman doctor. Dash had plenty of money. Now woman doctor is a person. So the linker or the linking word is who had plenty of money and should be fat. Dash he was having such thoughts. Suddenly he felt. Now having, there is continuous tense. So and it is also time related. So you use while. While he was having such thoughts, suddenly he felt dash a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. So is it true or not is not sure here. He felt just like. For just like you use the word as if. As if a rubber tube had fallen to the ground. A snake landed on his shoulder. He thought it was a rubber tube. But the next thing happened. There is a contrast here. The imagination is different. The reality is different. So there is a contrast. So you use the linker but. At that time, the only thing he could do was to pray to God. The snake would bite him at any moment. Dash, suddenly it turned its head and started admiring its beauty in the mirror. Now, he thought that it would bite. Such a dangerous situation. What is a snake doing? It's admiring its beauty. So, this is a contrast again. So, you use the linker but. On to the grammar part. Read the following sentences from the story. Now, combine the following pairs of sentences using the past perfect and simple past. Past perfect is nothing but the one tense back of past tense. Something which had happened before the past tense. That is past perfect tense. And the formula for past perfect tense is had plus V3. V3 is past participle form of the verb. Right? Let's get into the exercise. First one is done for us. I brushed my teeth. I took my breakfast. Here what happened first? Brushing the teeth. So that would go to the past perfect tense. So how would you write? After I had brushed my teeth, I took my breakfast. On to the second sentence. She started to go to market. It rained heavily. So which happened first? She started to go to market. So that falls in the past perfect tense. So you can write this way. When she had started to go to the market, it rained heavily. On to the third sentence. He completed his homework. He went to bed. So which happened first? Completed the homework. So that goes to the past perfect tense. He had completed his homework before he went to bed. On to the fourth sentence. I finished my dinner. My father came. Which happened first? Finished my dinner. So how do we write? I had finished my dinner when my father came. On to the fifth sentence. I fell seriously ill. I met my family doctor. Which happened first? Fell seriously ill. So that we write in past perfect tense. After I had fallen seriously ill, I met my family doctor. Remember children, when you are combining these sentences, you need to put a comma. On to the sixth sentence. I locked the door I went out to meet my friend at a restaurant. So, which happened first? Locked the door. Hence, the sentence goes this way: I had locked the door before I went out to meet my friend at a restaurant. On to the phrasal verbs. So, phrasal verbs consist of a verb and a preposition, and they give a different meaning rather than the units they are made up of. On to some of the phrasal verbs which we are going to use in filling the blanks afterwards. Let's see the meanings. Take out, to remove something from inside. Set up, to arrange for something to happen or to start. Take off, to remove. Lie down, to take rest. Take time off, to take some time for something. Look into, to observe keenly. Look at, to have a look at something. Get up, to wake up. Change into, to turn into. Leave behind, to leave something as a token of memory or gift. Use the above phrasal verbs in the blanks. Make necessary changes in the verb forms. So, according to the tense, we have to make the changes. Venkata Rao was a rich man. He wanted to dash some business in the town. So, he wanted to start. The phrasal verb for start is set up. He wanted to set up some business in the town. So, he dashed a lot of money from the bank. So, what's the meaning? Which word would finally set up over there? Yeah. Take out, to remove something from inside. So, he is taking out a lot of money. So, here the passage is in past tense. So, we write took out. So, he took out a lot of money from the bank. On an auspicious day, he started his medical business, which prospered by leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds means very, very quickly. This is an idiom. He became so busy that he could not dash for any rest. Let's see which word would rightly suit there. To take some time for something. What is that? Take time off. Here could not. Could is modal verb. So there is no change in the tense. So take remains take. He could not take time off for any rest. He used to dash very early in the morning. We know. What do we do in the morning? Get up or rise from our bed. So here to is there, so there is no change in the verb form. He used to get up. This is infinitive. He used to get up very early in the morning and go to his office. In the afternoon, he would dash his shirt and dash on his couch in the office. So, the right word here is take off means remove. He would remove his shirt and take some rest, that is lie down, and lie down on his couch in the office. After a nap means small sleep, that is a small while where we sleep is called a nap, short time of rest. After a nap, he would put on his shirt, then he would dash the mirror and dash himself admiringly. He would look into the mirror and look at himself, look at his reflection in the mirror. Anyhow, he dashed some fame in the town, even when he went abroad, left behind. That is, leave something as a memory, right? Everybody believed that he dashed a new man. He changed into a new man. It's a big transformation. On to the comprehension of the next lesson or the poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo. The poet of the poem, The Duck and the Kangaroo, is Edward Lear. On to the comprehension. Why did the duck get bored in life? What did it want to do? The duck got bored in life because it lived in the nasty pond for a long time. What did it want to do? It wanted to go out and refresh itself, or it wanted to go out and visit the world, have a look at others. Anything you can say. Second question. What problem did the kangaroo find with the duck? How was it solved? The kangaroo found that the duck's feet were unpleasantly wet and cold, and that it would give him the rheumatis. How was it solved? It was solved by the duck by wearing 4 pairs of worsted socks and a cloak, and by smoking a cigar every day. So this is a solution that the duck had found to keep itself warm. On to the third question. Who was happy in the end? Why? The duck was happy in the end because he went around the whole world 3 times, enjoying the companionship of his best friend, the kangaroo. Now look, a duck also was happy, kangaroo was also happy. But here in the question it is in singular. Who was happy? So the happiest one among the two were the duck. So we say the duck was happy at the end. On to the fourth question. What is the underlying message in the poem? The underlying message in the poem is that we need to take a break from our routine activities, or else we may get bored and lose interest in whatever we do. We end up in a much boredom, in a saturated level of thinking. On to the next lesson, Unit 1, Section C, Little Bobby. The author of this lesson is Richa Rao. On to the comprehension. The first question, which is the most humorous action? Give reasons in support of your answer. Little Bobby stealing the statue of Mother Mary is the most humorous action. It is humorous because no one would ever kidnap the Mother of God and threaten God. It even shows the innocent mindset of Little Bobby. On to the second question. If you wanted a bike, what would you write to God? If I wanted a bike, I would write, Dear God, I'm sorry for all the mistakes that I have done so far. I won't repeat them. Please forgive me. Please send me a bike for my birthday. I will ever remain thankful to you. Yours faithfully, and my name. On to the third question. Would you like the behavior of Little Bobby? Why or why not? No, I would not like the behavior of Little Bobby because it is not right to steal something from somewhere or to get things done by force. So he is trying to blackmail, threaten. So this is a wrong attitude. On to the fourth question. Do you think Bobby deserved a bike? No, I don't think Bobby deserved a bike because he did not regret for his behavior. There was no change in his behavior. So he did not deserve a bike according to me. On to the fifth question. Suggest a different ending to the story. Bobby realized his mistakes, regretted for his naughty behavior, and decided to be a good boy the next year. His mother was pleased with his resolution and gifted a bike for his birthday. Hope this session was useful for you in getting to know the comprehension, vocabulary and grammar and the usage of words in the right circumstance. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Click the like button and let me know your opinion in the comment box. Thank you once again.